people aren't mind readers, and that's the biggest thing too, where people are just like, well, you should have known I wanted. I am not a mind reader, I'm sorry. So I
When you
please
assume,
communicate.
you
When
make
you
an
assume.
ass out of yourself. The first three letters of assumption is ass. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Tara, also known as Miss P. This is the Ladies First Podcast. We back. Episode 2. It's episode 2.
You know it. And this is Nicole. Yeah, like you said, we're back again. Episode 2, man. It's the episode 1 was so fun. It was fun. It was cool. Like you said, just to kind of reminisce, go down, just talk about how we met and just keeping our friendship over these 20 years and stuff. And yeah, it was really cool. So today's episode is just kind of continuing as people learn and get to know us. This one is titled Love Language, and it's inspired by or based off of the song by SZA that was released back in 2022. First off, I'm a big SZA fan. Are you? Like, I saw her last year in concert live during the Kendrick tour.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Like, tell me, you big SZA fan?
I enjoy SZA. Her music, I mean, it's that lullaby music that I enjoy. Even when we were listening to this song, she's a vibe, okay? And she's in her own lane. Nobody sounds like SZA. SZA and her, I'm not putting them in the same category, but they have like the same type of vibe to me. Well, yes, I'm sorry. I'm putting them in like the same category. If I need
Yeah.
like chill, good music, but the lyrics are cute, it's not too much, but they have bops. Like, yeah, I enjoy SZA.
I've seen her in concert maybe 3, 4 times. Like,
Yeah.
and the next album, she's dropping an album soon, I think
Oh,
this year
great.
as well. And so when
Time.
she does the next tour, I will be there.
Yes.
So yeah, but you're absolutely right. Like, SZA sound vocally, like, she's fantastic live. Now that I've had a chance to see her live, she's
She's
amazing.
great live too.
So I love it. But this song in particular,
Yeah.
I love it. I mean, it's so true. Especially when it gets to the chorus and she's just like, talk to me in your love language, like, show
Help
me
me
how to connect to
understand.
you.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is so true. And, obviously this is, with basically people think about love languages, it's like romantic partners, but it's not even about that's in regular interpersonal relationships. That's
Every
with
day.
friends, that's with family,
Yeah.
anybody that you love and have love for,
Mhm.
you have a love language, right? You want to show love to them, and
Exactly.
hopefully it's in the way that they like to receive it. And
Right.
so this is just, it's for anything, and it's another communication tool
Mhm.
for people to express themselves and articulate their needs and how
Right.
they feel best and how they feel loved. So it's like I said, I think it was so cool and pivotal for this to be kind of our second episode, because it's
Mhm.
something that's so universal.
Exactly. And it changes over time. I think so many people, they love to say, my love language is this. And then they're like stuck in it. And it's like, no, we change every day, all the time. And once you realize that and you figure that out, I mean, we've been friends for over 20 years, but we're not the same as we were when we were in high school. And a lot of people, they're like stuck in a time warp. And it's like over time, you change, and it's okay to tell your friends, hey, I'm different now, or this is what is going on. And we were talking about the Music Soul Child's song, Teach Me. But it's true. You have to teach people how to love you in the different stages of your life. And you have to learn how to love yourself in the different stages. People can't even love you unless you're like, oh, this is what's going on with me. I know for a long time, and I know we haven't even scratched the surface of the episode, but for a long time, with just different health challenges that I went through, I just stayed in a shell. And I know even Nicole, we were just talking recently, and she was like, wait, go back to that year again. How did I miss that? And there were times with her that I was like, wait, I missed that. But there's times where you're like, yo, during that time, I was just to myself. I didn't even know what was going on. I can't articulate that at that time, because how can I if I don't even know? How can I ask for support or love or anything if I'm not even sure what the hell is wrong with me? I think grace is so important. And that's something I'm still working on, is grace for people in all seasons, because we're all just in this bitch trying to figure it out. Nobody has it all together. So if somebody's love language last week was gifts, it was Valentine's. Okay. Yes, I want my gift. But this week, I need quality time. This week, rub my back. Like, it's going to change.
I love it. No, that is so true.
It's
Like you really hit on
insane.
it. Yeah.
And even in our friendship, there were times where it was like, yo, trips, quality time, but we can't do that. Where we had to figure out now, this is our quality time. This is how we figure it out. And it changes. You have to be able to have that mirror, like SZA said. Like, okay, where's the mirror at? I have to be able to see what I'm giving to people and what they're giving to me, but you have to be able to receive it. I think that's the big thing that I'm learning for this year is being able to be a mirror and see myself first. And then I'm able to properly articulate to people, this is what I need from you. If not, just TBD. I don't know yet. Give me a second. You have to be able to articulate that.
Love it. Woo, girl, I can't wait to get into that subject. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a great episode for sure.
for
But
sure.
before we kick it off, girl, what you sipping on?
Brr, 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 brr. You know what? The hilarious part, I love a good old drink. But for the past two episodes, I have been non alcoholic Nancy. But it's
Okay.
okay. It is Taco Tuesday. After we get off of here, my husband and I, we're going to do Taco Tuesday, and I'm going to have me a big old margarita for everybody. So make sure while you're watching this, you have you something to drink. But I'm having this Topo Chico. Okay. Really cute. If you've never had it, I love sparkling water. I used to think it tasted like static, but I now love sparkling water.
I've
And
heard
this,
somebody else say it tastes like static, and I'm like, what the
but I
heck?
can't get that out of my brain because it's an acquired taste. Some
It
like my
is.
mom, she hates sparkling water. She's like, yuck. Where I love it. It's especially not having soda. I'm not a soda drinker like that. So sparkling water that still gives me that. But I saw the tangerine with ginger extract. That's what I'm sipping on for today.
Oh,
What are you sipping on?
well, I'm getting the party started a little early, but a little more tame. It is a weeknight,
Okay,
so
yes, that's true.
mine is I love me a good vodka seltzer, and this
Ah,
one is neutral for all those, and this is strawberry flavored.
ooh,
And so my introduction into that was it basically started again when I go to sporting events and live concerts and shows and different things like that. I gotta have me a drink. And it used to be like beer, right? I gotta have me a beer while I'm watching sports. But now that's as I get older, metabolism slows down. I gotta work out a lot harder in my core exercises to just like keep it down. And so I'm like, I don't
yeah,
want to have to do all that. So I want
right,
something that's easier on the stomach, where it's not going to give me that full beer belly, whatever.
right.
But I can still enjoy the game, and it's just a little more lighter. And so this vodka seltzer, it's what is it? It's 4.5
Oh,
AB, ABV. So
juicy juice.
something you're drinking, but you're not gonna get drunk off of it. You're not gonna get belligerent and start fighting folks, and you're not gonna get crazy with it. It's just a nice, cool little refreshing drink.
Yes,
Um, just calm, cool, and collected while we have this great conversation in this episode.
I
So
love it.
that's what
Where'd
I'm
you
sipping
find that
on.
at?
That regular grocery stores. I was actually at my local Ralph's, right around the corner. I've
Okay,
seen it at pretty much every grocery store,
okay.
liquor store, and all that. So yeah, just because it's kind of I don't know if it's considered malt liquor or anything, but yeah, vodka seltzer. It's light, so it's not like hard liquor, but
Got
it's
you.
there's a little something in there. So yeah,
Exactly. I'm gonna have to check out Neutral. I have not seen that in these parts, but
okay.
I will go on their website. You know how you do that little location
And
tracker.
search where they're
I'm
sold
gonna
at.
search
Yep.
where it's sold at. And you're right. I might have to go to the liquor store to find it.
It's got to be in the red
Red
solo.
Solo. Burr, burr, burr,
Let's get ready.
burr.
Cheers. Clink, clink, clink. Oh yeah, I'm ready. Is it so? Okay, tell me about that tangerine.
The tangerine is coming in hard. Right in the throat.
Yep.
The ginger, hold on.
I can't do too much ginger. That
The
that
ginger's
slaps me in
there,
the face.
which is good, but it's not overpowering. It's definitely straight tangerine, and then you get like a ginger note here or there. I just like ginger coming in like boop boop boop. But the tangerine,
Hmm.
if you love tangerine flavor, you would love
I've
it.
had the blueberry flavor that you talked about.
Okay.
Blueberry is very good. I do enjoy
Really?
that.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to
Yes.
try it because I was like, I don't
No,
know.
the blueberry
Now that you
is on
said
point.
it, I'm gonna try it.
Now that we've got our drinks ready, first off, let's talk about. Remember, so last episode we were talking about Jill Scott and her new album, and we were like, spring, summer. When is that dropping? Come to find out, that dropped Valentine's Eve. So that dropped last Friday,
Exactly.
February 13th, as well as Brent Faiyaz's album. We were also talking about him.
Yep.
Both of them dropped on the Valentine's Eve, and
Right.
so this weekend I spent listening to both.
Mhm.
So what I'm curious to hear your thoughts on Jilly from Philly's album.
I have always loved Jill Scott, and the resurgence of Jill Scott has been amazing. You've seen her on all the interview outlets. I mean, everywhere. And I love that, from Angie Martinez, who I just saw on the Joe Budden podcast, $1 million worth of game. Like, she's everywhere. And I love that she's everybody's friend. Like, I love that. She's everybody's homegirl. So no outlet looks like, what in the hell is she on Joe Budden's podcast? She can talk to anybody. And I love that. And this album, I loved it. It was great. Her Tiny Desk came out today, I believe it was. Beautiful. It was just, she's so, how would I say this? She's a poet, of course, but she's so eclectic with her music style and her choices, her range. And this album, you were just like, it was like playing ping pong. You didn't know what the hell was coming next. You were like, boom, 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 boom. And it was great. I did write down on my sticky note my favorite song choices. Let's see. Don't Play is my joint. Baby, don't
Play with it, squeeze my meat.
She said, you are not a jackhammer, and I'm not a city street. Okay? AKA, don't be just pounding me like you crazy. I loved it. It was beautiful. Next one, Be Great, was great. I
Oh,
enjoyed it.
okay. You like that one? Good.
And then the one with Too Short, I really enjoyed just the imagery of it. It was called BPOTY.
OTY. Yep, I have that on my list that I liked as well.
I
Yep.
loved it. It was just different. And I was like, wait,
It
she
was
got a
very
song with
different.
Too Short? Like, but it worked. It was like just being a pimp overall and how everything can pimp you out. She went into healthcare on the song. I said, wait a damn minute. How did she do this? The imagery was just great with the whole album. And then even her little interludes were nice. It was just good. And if you haven't had a chance to watch her Tiny Desk, it was really, really good. And where are my background singers? The background singers were great. It just flowed. You can tell they rehearsed. You can tell they just didn't show up. You know how some Tiny Desks, you can tell the people didn't rehearse. I just feel like her music and she just looks like she smells amazing. And everything that she does is like well greased and moisturized. She just always looks like she makes good money and she minds her business. That's what it looks like with Jill Scott. And I'm here for it. I want her to have all the success. If you do not like Jill Scott's album, you how would I say it? You need to turn your listening ears off of this generation of music. Like, you need to like tap into like your inner self, okay? Your inner thoughts. And maybe those thoughts are a little murky. That's probably why you can't listen to it. Because I've heard some people go, Jill Scott, I don't like that. And it's like, nah, cut it out. I will hear no Jill Scott slander in my presence.
No, I hear you. I hear you. So
I didn't get to hear Brent's though, but I would love to hear what you have to say about Brent's.
Okay, for
And
sure.
Jill's.
No, yeah. So Jill's, going back to that. I did like Don't Play. I like Lifting Me Up. I really like that one. The BPOTY, and then I had Northside. Northside was really good.
Okay.
As well. But you know what? I can be honest. Like, I'm not saying I'm not a Jill Scott fan. I love some of her old stuff and stuff, but it is for selective ears too. Like, because I like neo soul artists, but I don't like them. So like, I like some Erykah Badu, but not all Erykah Badu. I like certain, you know what I'm saying? So it's hit or miss sometimes, and it's nothing with the artist. It's just mind you, this is somebody who I don't really like a lot of today's music too. Again, I like my 90s, 2000s and stuff. But this album, no, I can truly say from start to finish, it was a bop. I loved it. I think, again, for the era and the age that I'm in, I could tap in and I really understood a lot more. But you're right. I think you just have to be in a certain season to really receive, what she's trying to say and stuff. And if you with that don't play with it and you want to be jackhammered, then baby, this don't relate to you. So you know what I'm saying?
But let me choose, okay? But don't play with me. I get where she's coming from. It's like, look now, baby, don't play with it. If you're gonna do something with it, do something with it. I get it. Now, years ago, I didn't understand that. I was like, Jill, what you talking about? A jackhammer? I be damn. Where now I'm like, that's right, Jill. Don't play with me. I'm not a tambourine. What are you doing? I get it. I understand. You're right.
Exactly.
In this season, at this age,
This
we get
age.
it.
We get it
We
now.
get it. Yeah.
So, but going into Brent's album, his album titled Icon, and
Mm,
you know what's so interesting? I loved it, first of all.
okay.
But there's been like some back and forth, some hit and miss. You know, a lot of people have been talking about where's the toxic Brent? Like, what is this? This is too much lovey-dovey stuff, and we want toxic Brent. And I'm like, see, this is the problem. And I think you hinted on it earlier in the episode. We were talking about people don't want to see people grow. People don't want to see, you want people to stay stuck where they are because
Like
that's where
Mary
you're
J.
at.
Blige.
I was
Like,
just about to say her My
I
Life.
love Good Morning Gorgeous Mary. She looks greased and like she don't bother nobody either. But y'all want Not Gonna Cry when they were beating her ass and she was snorting coke. Don't nobody want to see her ruin her life no more. Same with Brent. Let him be happy and sing lovey.
Right, because people are like, it's probably because he's cuffed now. So he's his. I'm like, so you don't want to see somebody in love. So because he's trying to switch it up and actually act right for the person that he wants, he loves. Now y'all got a problem with it. So I'm like, no, this is grown, mature. This is showing growth in his. Not people really do want to grow and heal and become a better version of themselves. And again,
Exactly.
people want to keep them in this, but this is when you were making your best hits, like you said with Mary, when she was getting beat up behind the scenes. Like, really? Why do you want depressed and sad Mary? Like exactly. But Brent, I loved it. Some of my favorite songs. I loved his Have To. Obviously, that was a single that he had. I love the bonus director's cut. One for You.
Okay.
Like that one was really good. Just a ton. 4 Seasons,
Mhm.
Wrong Faces. I mean, yeah, this album was really great. I'd love to hear everybody else's opinion on it. I am of the ones like, thank you, Brent. Like, because some of the toxic music, again, I think you had hinted on it last episode, where people, whatever you invite, like you consume, right? You consume your algorithm and stuff like that. I am in the season where I am being very intentional of what I consume. I don't
Right.
like a lot of toxicity. I don't like a lot of negativity. That's why I don't watch these like dramas and these
Mhm.
reality shows. I'm just like,
Yeah,
look, if this is your reality, that's sad. Like, I don't ever want to relate to any of this shit.
that's very
And same
true.
thing with toxic songs, with relationships and situationships and all that. I don't ever want to relate to that. I want to manifest a loving relationship. So I'm gonna listen to like my Vito, my Eric Bellingers, my Her, my Tori Kellys,
I
those that are
love
in
Eric
loving
Bellinger,
marriages and relationships.
yes.
Like, that's what I want to hear. Like, have you heard Vito's new shit? Like, Fine Shit and his
Yes, and
Take
he's just
It
been
About You?
so positive overall. He has
Yes,
beautiful
yes,
music. Same with
yes,
Eric Bellinger. Like, I
yes.
love his relationship. He's married. Like, but he has hits for all the toxic people that you need.
Yeah. Oh, he still has like, I'm gonna take you to the bedroom and do my thing with you, right? But that's, you know what I'm saying. But you like I love, you can see it all,
Exactly.
but it's not. So yes, those are the artists that I prefer.
I think
As
it's
far as
hilarious that you were talking about the whole reality TV. I kind of built my brand on doing reality TV reviews like Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives of Atlanta. And over time, it had to be like, I'm gonna say when I was getting ready to turn 30, I was like, it's another season. It's the same stuff. Like even now, they still have Love and Hip Hop Miami. They still have them all, but I haven't watched in I don't know how long because I can't resonate. I don't even want to go that far in toxicity. I don't even want to think like that. I mean, I know it's there for us to consume, but and I even built a whole brand off of it, which is hilarious. But there's so many people that ask me, like, hey, Miss P, are you gonna bring back the reviews on Love and Hip Hop? Did you know they have a new season? And I'm like, no, I didn't know. I've even tried to watch it, and I'm like, yuck. That's how I
yuck. You need to insert that. The new music from this weekend, those 2 albums. If you guys haven't listened to it,
yeah.
please do support. I loved them both. And let us
Mhm.
know your thoughts in the
Yes.
comments and stuff. Let us know your thoughts on it. Let us know any other albums that we should check out. I know we were talking about J. Cole's. I have not had. I looked at that track list,
Yes.
about 30 freaking tracks. I'm like, sir, I do not have the time to sit here and
Now
just
look
listen
at
to you.
here. I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you. something. Being North Carolina natives, we love us some J. Cole. But at the same time, you're right. I have not had an opportunity to listen to all 8,022 tracks.
It's gonna take me 3 hours. Like,
It's gonna
sir,
take me
maybe if I was going on
22
a road
days.
trip, maybe, but like right now, I don't have the time.
With J. Cole's The Fall Off, so far so good. I do enjoy it. It's a lot of samples. But I see why he's doing the samples for this generation. I get it. And for our generation. Lately, that's how you get somebody's attention. Hate to say it. We're a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook generation where we just scroll and the most you're gonna get from us is 30 seconds, if that. So I see why he did all of the samples. He just released his tour, the Fall Off tour dates.
That's
And
right. Yeah.
the hilarious part, people are going crazy over the different stops, specifically Fayetteville. Why? Because it said, I think the tickets were like $300 or $400, and some people who were really thinking like, "Ooh, we're gonna come from out of state to go to J. Cole's hometown," and then they realize, ain't nowhere to stay like that. The Embassy Suites is booked. Don't worry about it. Then also, a lot of people are like, I ain't paying $300 or $400 to go to Fayetteville, North Carolina.
That's facts. Don't do it. It's
It's
not
like,
worth
don't do it, y'all.
it. Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Go to Raleigh, Atlanta. Go. I always say, and I'm this type of person when I go to a tour, I like to go somewhere else. I don't even want to go in my state, even if he is coming to Raleigh. I don't care. I want to go somewhere else. Okay. And that show needs to be, go to Atlanta, go to LA, go somewhere that you know he's going to bring out a bunch of people. Okay.
First off, when you were talking about going to different, so they saw Fayetteville and was like, "Ooh, it's gonna be cheaper." It's his hometown stop. That's gonna be the main thing. That's like with Kendrick's when he was out here in LA. It's the hometown thing. Like, of course, it's gonna be tickets are gonna be through the roof. Not to mention, like you said, Fayetteville is small as hell. So as far as traffic, everything like that,
Stupid.
I've even when you were talking about just going to different cities, I saw Kalani. Was it last year or it might have been the year before? And I'm here in LA. Man, the ticket prices for the LA show. Now, mind you, I had class that night. So it was like on a weeknight. And I was like, versus she was down in San Diego. And that was a Friday night show. And it was so much cheaper. And so I was like, if me driving 2.5 hours for way cheaper, I could spend the night and come back up on Saturday. Yeah. So that's what I did. And I saw
LA, they just price gouge because they know they can.
They can, because again, Hollywood celebrities, people gonna pay the money. People will pay the money because they assume we're rich out here. Yeah, the whole total amount for that trip, concert ticket included, was less than what a ticket would have been for the LA show. Yes, girl. Yes.
I'm gonna give y'all a hack, and maybe y'all already know this, but for one, find somewhere outside of a very metro city. Okay, if you're gonna go to these tour stops, all right. If you are gonna do a tour stop that's in a metro city, make sure you know somebody. Okay, so you're not spending an arm, leg, and a kidney to stay somewhere because you know good and damn well somebody else is thinking the same thing. Now, I will say, if the artist is really well known, you definitely want to go to the first show. Why? Because everything is on YouTube now. You done seen the show already. So they're already going to one up every show. But if the artist is really well known, definitely if it's Atlanta, they're going to bring somebody from Atlanta out. If they in LA, they're going to bring somebody from LA. If it's Miami, they go, those, I've always been to shows in those different places and they going to always bring somebody out. So you get like a 2 for $3 or maybe a 5 special. Okay, for just one artist. Are you gonna go see Tony and the boys?
No, I'm not. I'm not. And it's no shade to them, but isn't it? This is also the tour with New Edition, right? I've seen New Edition about 100 times, and I refuse to see them again. And no, so going to when you were talking about, if you go to the show because people, posting stuff on social, girl, now people on TikTok are TikTok live. And people are TikTok live at the concerts. Girl, I was watching Cardi's concert from last night here in the LA show. Somebody was literally on TikTok. I've seen Chris Brown's show. People.
Oh yeah, I definitely watched Chris Brown's show.
But you know,
all the cities
going live at these concerts, so you really don't have to leave home. I really had my popcorn and drink and was watching Cardi. I know Bruno Mars. Have you seen a Bruno show yet on YouTube? No, because they take people's phones. They
You
take
know
people's
what?
phones and put them in the, and so
You
yeah.
are right. When I was in Vegas, we were at the Bellagio walking through, and the pinky ring was there. The music was, I mean, they would sing and "Can We Talk?" Like it was a vibe. And right before we walk in, they were like, "Thank you." I said, "What? Say what?" They were like, "Oh yes, ma'am. There's no recording in here." I said, ew. I said, "Okay." So all the memories are right here in my
As it should. They want you to be present in the moment. But
So I'm
but
telling
it's
people
certain
like, "Oh my
shows
god,
like
you gotta
that.
go to the Pinky Ring, it's so good." And people are like, "The what?" And I'm like, and then I looked it up and I said, "Oh my god, there's no clips of this. There's nothing. Like nobody knows." So Bruno, good job.
It was a good weekend for music.
Oh, for
Let's
sure.
talk about sports. You know, my favorite subject, sports. This past weekend was the All-Star game. I mean, in the NBA All-Star, right? I was
Yeah.
talking about it, the lead up to it, in our last episode. And so
Mhm.
the event came and went, and it was just here in and here in LA, and it was interesting. So I went to the HBCU Classic game,
Yeah.
A&T. Really good. It was fun. It was a vibe. It was almost like homecoming. You know what I'm saying? When
Okay.
HBCUs get together, it was really good. A&T ended up winning by one, so
Hey.
we squeaked it out. So Aggie Pride, shout out to our men's team.
Yes.
So that was Friday night. But then Friday also had like the celebrity game. It also
Oh,
had
yeah.
like the Rising Stars. Man, nobody was at those games, man. They were tweet empty, but they gave the illusion that it was because it was at the Intuit Dome. So the
Yeah.
HBCU game was at the Kia Forum. So that's a little bit separate, but kind of in the same area in Inglewood.
Okay.
So it's basically like Kia Forum, SoFi Stadium where the football teams play, and then Intuit Dome where the Clippers play.
Okay.
They're all in like this Hollywood Square Park thing or whatever, but
Okay.
it's in Inglewood. Like I don't know why they call it Hollywood thing, but so some of the events were the main events that the NBA were putting on was at Intuit, but then this one little thing was at the Kia Forum.
Okay.
But Intuit was dead in there for that. And then Saturday, and I think another thing too was because of the time difference, right? So out here in
Mhm.
LA, when they want to start certain events like the Super Bowl for us, when you guys are starting the Super Bowl on the East Coast at like 7:30, eight
Yeah.
thirty at night, it's still light outside for us. And so the
That's
Super Bowl
right.
this year was, it was like at 2:30 our time, 3:30 our time. And you guys are like, what the hell? Why are we doing this? And it's
Yes.
still light out. And yeah, you got to factor in the time difference. So a lot of the events were starting super early out here. People were like, I had no idea it's midday and we're doing the 3-point shooting contest. Like, I had no idea this was even going on. And then another thing people were complaining about is the different networks that it was on. So if people didn't have cable, you had to have Peacock.
I
And
saw
so it's
that. It
just
was
they
NBC and
right.
Peacock. Mhm.
So it's like it forces you to pay for a streaming platform and all these different things. And they were just money hungry. But yeah, it was dead for a lot of those events.
Oh,
Um,
man.
and it was just the dunk contest was
I
like, who
watched
are
that
these
live,
Negroes?
and I was like, "Who are these little boys?" I
Nobody knows.
I didn't know who
Bench
they were.
warmers, rookies, people, G leaguers, like nobody's, bro.
And
Like
then
nobody
the
came.
actual contest itself, I was like, "Y'all need new rules because I'm seeing the same dunks every year." I don't know what they need to do. I have no idea to make it even better because I'm like, "Wait, I've seen this before. Y'all gave that a 50?" I'm confused. I was so
Exactly.
confused with that.
It was
Uh,
yeah, it was terrible. So, but the actual on Sunday, the actual All-Star game, that was a little better. The format was unique. I think this was the first year they did it where they had like the European like Team World,
right.
so stars that weren't American, and then you had like two Team USAs, like the old heads and then the young up and comers and stuff. And basically it took one player, Victor Wembanyama. I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan, and
Right.
so that's our king. I love me some Wemby. And he was like, I'm playing hard, and I hope my, colleagues will do the same. Like, I'm coming out
Right.
there to compete. And he came out, set the tone, dunking, hitting threes, all this. And people are like, okay. Like, hold on, you ain't about to show us up, partner. And so that's
Right.
when it became competitive. And it was actually kind of a pretty decent. Now, I still would prefer them going back to East West, like
Okay.
the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
Right.
Um, but this was actually more competitive than the years prior. So I actually like thank you, Wemby. Everybody's like, God bless Wemby, because he set the tone and
Mhm.
everybody, followed suit and it became watchable. because beforehand nobody really cared about the All-Star game because nobody was trying, and it wasn't we don't want to injure ourselves or nothing. It was they just did not care. And Wimby,
Exactly.
I care. He treats every game. It doesn't matter if it's a horse, a game of horse or whatever. He is gonna
Yeah.
compete
Right.
like he's winning a championship. And I loved it. And people were also not getting on him, but they were just like the emotion he showed because the world all stars, they ended up because some of the players like Luka Doncic and Nicole Jokic, they were somewhat injured, like they were nursing injuries
Oh,
and stuff.
okay.
They didn't play the majority of the time. They only played like the first few minutes to
Okay.
start, like because they were voted starters, and then they sat the rest of the game.
Oh,
So there
okay.
were like a lot of nobodies that were playing
So
with
he didn't
Wimby.
have a lot of help.
He didn't have a lot of help, and so they ended up losing both of their games. And he was upset. He was visibly upset. And people were like, "No, that's the passion and emotion we want to see because it's a
Right.
competitive, right? You treating everything." So that was the highlight of the weekend. That was really good way to wrap it up. So that was cool. But for
Yeah.
me, again, I'm all about women's sports. And another highlight and treat was the Unrivaled League down in Miami.
Yes.
That's the three
Okay.
on three league. And so they had sort of like an intermission from the regular season, and they do the 1v1 tournament. So
Okay.
one-on-one players, they compete, and the ultimate prize is $200,000 to take home. Now, in comparison, and the actual winner who won it, Chelsea Gray, her WNBA salary that she got last year was 196. So she literally in that one weekend
She made her
made
salary?
both her salary. So yeah, there's that. But I mean, the competition level and that final. So the actual finals, it was between Chelsea Gray and Alicia Gray,
Mhm.
and it was. I mean, it was a best of three, but they were playing to 7. So normally you play to 11,
Yeah.
with twos and threes counting as twos and threes.
Okay.
But the final round was a best of 3, but it was playing to 7, so it was a little shorter.
Okay.
And when I tell you they gave it their all, they were hunched over. I got to show you some pics and videos of it. They
Yes.
were just hunched over, like I mean, and everybody was cheering them on. Like it was a competition.
I
She
love
earned
that.
all of her 200K. And
I
mind you,
love
the
that.
semifinalists, the people that were in the final 4, they all earned 25K. And
Okay.
then the runner-up, she earned 50K. So I believe that's 50K on top of her 25K. So she earned 75K total, the runner-up. And then
She
Ogro
got
won
225.
25. Yeah, 225 exactly.
Shit,
So
let me lace up my let me
you
get
know
me
what I'm
some
saying?
chicken.
So that was a hoot. That was really good. So that actually ended on Saturday night Valentine's. So a lot of us were watching that. And then
Yeah.
after that finished, the big roundup to the weekend was women's college basketball. So SEC,
Okay.
there was a big rivalry between South Carolina and with
Mhm.
Dawn Staley, she
Yes.
coaches and LSU with
Okay.
Kim Mulkey
Yeah.
squad, and that was a good game. It came down to the wire, competitive. There was some
Wow, I
trash
bet.
talking beforehand, and
Mhm.
but South Carolina ended up pulling it out, and they got the bragging rights, and so I think
Yes.
Dawn Staley is undefeated against Kim
How
Mulkey
about
since
I
2018.
never knew that Dawn Staley, she played and coached at the same damn time. Like, I did not know that. I was watching well, happy Black History Month, everybody. But I was looking through, just in my feed because I love random facts. We both do. And we're always sending each other like random stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh, she played at the same time and coached too. Woo. I said, whoa. I said, yeah, she a goat. She the goat. Because
Because
that's
they had to supplement their income because they weren't getting paid. Girl, that's a story for another. We
and
can
this
go
is
on a rant about the CBA.
eons later. Yeah, we gonna make that another
We're gonna make that a whole segment. We gonna
whole
talk about
episode for another day, which is crazy. I mean, working
it.
yourself to the damn bone just so you can make a living. You playing harder than the dudes playing. And it's all
Yeah.
star for them. They just whatever. Do 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 do. And this chick, she playing for 200,000 because she like, yo, I don't even know if I'm gonna play this upcoming year. So let me make sure that I get my coins. Isn't that crazy? Then you have no shade to all these other players, even the 3-point contest and the dunk contest, but they paid in the shade. The hunger is gone. The hunger is gone.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
see that. in NBA. I used to love basketball. Like Nicole and I, we would go back and forth with basketball because I loved it. Now I'm like, who are these children? And it's not even just the generation gap. It's just the hunger is gone. My days of watching it was literally Allen Iverson, Vince Carter. Like you knew everybody. Like you knew that 3-point competition was going to be crazy. You knew that the dunk competition was going to be wild. It's something we've never seen before. And true, it was eons ago. We hadn't seen it before. But at the same time, even the All-Star game, like the stars were there. It was packed out. Like the competitive spirit was there. It's like nobody competes anymore. It's like there's no hunger. Like I said, the hunger is gone. Even with music, hunger's gone. Ain't nobody talking about nothing. It's the same stuff. Everybody wants something new, but they're not willing to do what it takes to pave the way for something else.
And going back to, with basketball and just a lot of these male athletes in general, like because they have these guaranteed contracts. They have these
Mhm.
guaranteed contracts and they're signing these 50, $75 million contracts and stuff for 3 years. I got my coins, you know what I'm saying? I'm guaranteed. All I got to do is stay out of trouble and I'm getting paid to do the bare minimum.
And
You
even if
know,
they
and
are in trouble, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right. It's a slap on the wrist. Maybe 1 or 2 suspension, if that. We
Mm.
have literal guys that have domestic violence, and that's another episode we're going to get into. That have
Correct.
literally been caught, beating their women,
Yeah.
putting their hands on women, and they're still playing to this day. One of them was in the dunk contest, and people know, if you know, you know. One of them was in the freaking dunk contest.
Which one was that?
Um, Jackson Hayes. He thought he did something, and everybody was like, "This is the worst shit ever. Why are you even here,
Yeah.
sir?"
See, I told y'all I don't know these children, but that makes sense. I know exactly who you're talking about.
So that was the weekend in sports. I had a ball. Like,
I was
it
about to
was
say you had a
entertaining.
wonderful weekend in
I had
sports.
a
You were
wonderful
in
week.
heaven.
I was in heaven because I love me some basketball. Like I said, the women's college basketball scene is getting
Yeah.
more and more competitive as the regular season winds down and March
Yes.
Madness starts getting there and the conference tournaments. It's going to be good. So we're going to be bringing, every weekend we're going to be talking about,
Yes.
what's happened previously and stuff. There's a lot of like rivalry matchups that are going to be coming up soon. So it's going to be intense, man. We'll see. We'll see.
That part. And you never know who we will have on the show, on the podcast. So you never know.
Let's get into love languages. All right,
Yes.
let's the main event, which is our subject matter, our topic today, the
Mhm.
5 love languages.
Yeah.
Terry, you want to introduce them for the folks that may not know?
Sure. Hold on.
Grab the notes.
Let me grab my glasses. Of course, you have quality time. You have acts of service, words of affirmation, physical touch, and gift giving.
But just off the rip, what is your love language today? Like Tara today, like in your marriage with JB.
Um, hmm. When we first got married, I was gift giving for sure. I thought, okay, if he buys me something, if I get him something, like that's our active service. And then also physical touch was huge. It still is huge for me. But now I would say acts of service is huge in our marriage. As well as words of affirmation are huge. You have to affirm your spouse. That's very important. If they don't hear it from you, it's natural as a human being to go find it somewhere else. That's natural. Whether it's from your friends, whether it's watching something, you have to have words of affirmation. That's very important. um Quality time is huge. Like as we move forward in our life, there's so many things that are taking us away from spending time together, whether it's your phone, whether it's stuff outside, whether it's just your job, whatever. So you have to do even more to spend quality time together. So when we do, we make sure that it's uninterrupted. We make sure we carve out the time, even if it's an hour, like we just make sure that we do that.
What is like your main?
My main one, I'm going to say acts of service.
Okay.
Acts of service is important. Um, because I have so much on my plate. When someone just comes through and supports, helps out, That's very important to me. And I will say, in my squad, my intimate group of people in my everyday life, that's so important to me because I don't know how I do everything that I do without my support system. So I will say acts of service is very important.
I
Mhm.
love it. So that's not just, and you just hinted on it, where it's not just romantically with
Mm,
JB, but it's your support group, your friends, your family, and stuff like that, where
exactly.
they help you out every now and then. Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. The other day, I had to get an iron infusion, and that's a really long appointment. And one of my I have 2 best friends. Of course, I have Nicole, and then I have another best friend of mine. And she actually we were talking, and out of nowhere, she was like, "When's your iron infusion?" And I said, "Oh, it's blah blah blah." And she said, "Oh, okay, I'll make sure I come." And I was like, "Girl, you ain't gotta do that. That's a long appointment." I have the tendency to do that. I will something that is important, I will make it minuscule so that it doesn't affect anyone's day. And she knows that about me. And she said, "Okay, whatever. I'm not listening to you. We do that." And out of nowhere, I forgot that she was coming because just the lead up, I've had a lot going on. And she popped up. She had Starbucks. She had like 8,000 different things. She had snacks. She was just, and she sat there the entire time. I mean, we talked the entire time. But the hilarious part, a 6-hour appointment felt like two. It was just like the quickest appointment ever. Even afterwards, she was like, "Where we going out to eat at?" She was just making everything so light. And I was like, wow, like who does that? Like I was like, that's crazy. But the hilarious part, we show up for one another. And that's our love language. Even with gifts, we're not into that whole money thing. And I can say the same thing with us. We don't do all of that, but we show up for each other, which is important. I value that so much more than gifts and even affirming. That's important to me as well. I've wrapped acts of service and words of affirmation together because I feel like they're hand in hand. So
Mhm.
I'm that type. I'm that friend. I'm going to hype you to the moon. And it's not bullshit. It's me literally saying, no, you can do this. Like, and this is how you do it. Montel Jordan. Okay. I really want to know what yours are.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think you hinted on it. Because we're literally on different coast to coast, right? We're on opposite sides of the country. I wish I could. So, dang, she sat there all 6 hours.
She
Damn,
sat there. She's a
I love
damn
it.
unicorn.
I
She
see, I
But
see.
she's one of those, even not just for me as a friend. I've seen her do that with other friends of hers. That's
Mm,
just
mhm,
her. She's
mhm,
very selfless. She's always
mhm.
thinking of others. And even with me, it's made me become a better friend, like showing up and doing things. And granted, I do that as well. But when I see her, I'm like, damn, I ain't doing shit. Like, that's
I ain't doing
cool.
enough. Right. And I
I'm
love that
doing
because
enough.
that's what it's supposed to, when you've got good positive people around you, it makes you want to rate, like you said, be the best version of yourself, raise to that same level and
Hmm.
give that back, give,
Right.
that reciprocity in it. So I love that.
Hmm.
Um no, for me, I think you're right with my friendships. Now, definitely quality time because it's so rare. Because a lot of I have friends obviously here locally,
Yeah.
right? And we go out and we do things together. But my close, like you, and I have like two other friends from college that I'm super close with.
Mhm.
Shout out Jessica and Jamal. What's up? Hopefully we'll have them on at some point so we can talk about some of our
Yeah.
college shenanigans. But they're on the East Coast as well. One's in DC, the other one's in New York. And
Wow.
so, but what we used to do, or what we still kind of do over, the last few years in order to stay connected, right, is for each other's birthdays. So one of them, her birthday's in July, mine's in
Okay.
September, and Jamal's is in October. And
Okay.
so we would go on trips for each other's birthdays. So I
I
know for one
remember
year
y'all
for
would do that.
Jessica's, we went to New Orleans, we went to Houston for my birthday, we've been to Vegas for Jamal's. And that's what we do. We show up for each other, we come, we celebrate each other. And
Yes.
we just make that time, even if it's just that one time a year that we see each other, we make it happen, and it's for a
Right.
special occasion. And so and I always look forward to that. And again, with life takes us every, different places
Sure.
and stuff. So we can't always do it every year. Like I don't think
Mm.
we did it last year. However, I did see both of them last year. Last
Mhm.
November, I was in DC for the football game. I went to see the Denver Broncos when they played
Okay.
the Commanders for Sunday Night Football. And Jamal, he picked me up. I let he crashed. I crashed with him. He let me crash with him. He picked me up from
Yep.
the airport. which
Yeah.
was the Dulles Airport. And then when I flew out, it was from the BWI.
Mhm.
And so the fact that he drove me out there at that time in the morning, I mean, that's just like you said, that service, like just saving
Yes,
me so much money and stuff, and just showing up and doing that. Just I didn't even have to ask. It was nothing. Like he's,
exactly.
hey, when are you coming in? I got you. Let me know your itinerary. I'm taking you out
And you
here.
do
We're
the
going here.
same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not even surprised with that, with friends of yours either. I feel like we have that mutually. And I think that's beautiful. Like that, yes, we're best friends, but it's great to hear that with other people in your life, that you have that same thing. You have support in other areas. You can go in different cities, different places, and people are going to vouch and look out for you. Like that's beautiful, especially in this season of our lives.
Absolutely. And then more recently, and I like how you said before, where, even 5 years ago, what I needed at that point in time is
Mhm.
different than what it is now. And so, like, words of affirmation has started to become something for me, because of some of the things that, I'm just kind of dealing with, and I'm a little overwhelmed with everything that I'm trying to balance right now. And just hearing sometimes, like, you're doing encouragement, right? You're doing great. Like, so
Mhm.
tell me I'm not crazy. Tell me, that sometimes I may not want to hear. Like, I'm not asking, like, please tell me but just when people
Mhm.
affirm you, like you said, and give you that encouragement, it really does feel good. Like, I used to be weird on when I get compliments and different things like that, because I didn't really know how to take it. But now I'm like, you know what? I kind of like, it does make you feel good, even though
It
I don't
does.
need it to, I'm just a pretty confident, like self,
Yeah,
aware,
you're
like I'm
very
pretty good. You know
self-aware.
what I'm saying?
You're
Right.
very clear.
But
Yeah.
it still feels good to hear. And I
Yeah.
didn't really like in this stage of my life. Yeah, that's kind of, it's kind of up there now. But nothing compares to quality time. And I think for me, it's definitely rooted in the fact of, because time is so short, right? I
Oh,
mean, every day you hear about somebody passing away, people young, health issues, people
yeah.
in their 20s passing from cancer, and different these celebrity. I mean, it's just, you just never know. It's
Very
literally a
true.
here today, gone tomorrow. And so, because time is so precious, I don't take that for granted. So if somebody is willing to make the time to spend with me and connect with me, and vice versa, if I'm doing that for somebody else and all the chaos that I've got going on, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I care for you, because I
Right.
I value my solitude. I value my alone time, because
Oh
I am
my
somebody,
God,
again,
say
I'm
that
pretty.
shit. I value my solitude.
Yes, I
Yes.
really do, because I am somebody who is very introverted, and I can be alone. That's not a big deal. I don't
Right.
mind socializing. I like going out. I'll go out to like events here and there to maybe support a friend if they're hosting an event, a
Sure.
birthday party, something like that. But otherwise, you gonna catch me on my couch. You gonna catch me in my bed, and because it's just, I need to decompress from everything sometimes. And so, yeah, if somebody can get me, if I'm going on a date or something, I can, like, I'm intentional about I'm not just gonna get out of bed and leave my apartment for just anybody. So I
Mhm.
do take that very seriously, and vice versa. If somebody's giving me their time, I don't like to waste it, because you don't get that back.
Not at
Um,
all. That's right.
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So quality time is so important, and especially in romantic relationships, right? And I am somebody who loves shared experiences. So I want to
Yes.
teach something new. I have a passport, but
Mhm.
I have only been, so I have a brother who lives over in London, and with
Mhm.
my niece. And
Mhm.
so I went over there. My very first international trip was to go visit him and my niece, a
Right.
few years ago. And then from
Uh-huh.
there, he actually took me on, like, this trip to Berlin, Germany. So those
Okay.
are the only stamps I have in my passport. I want to
You want to
fill up
stamp it
more
up.
stamps in my passport, right? So I want to share some experiences with my romantic partner,
Yeah.
and just explore, just get out there and explore, even with friends. A lot of my friends, we were just like, hey, let's do an international trip. Let's go to Canada, let's go to Toronto, let's go to Mexico, let's go to Puerto Rico, let's go to,
Right.
wherever, Costa Rica, somewhere. um
Exactly.
and so I'm in that kind of season where I want to do a little bit more shared experiences,
Mhm.
with my quality time. Yes, acts of service for me, again, because I've got so much on my plate and I'm juggling so much, and it is overwhelming, that I want somebody where, again, I'm not somebody that's going to ask. I don't like to be a burden on folks. I don't want to feel needy. even though, and I've had some friends too. I actually, this happened not too long ago. The friend who's in New York, I was
Mhm,
talking to her about something that I was dealing with, and she was like,
mhm.
"Girl, why didn't you tell me? Like, why didn't you share this with me? Like, I could have, even though I know I'm across the country, but I could have done something. You know, I would have figured out a way to support you." Like, she was
Right.
like, "Do you not trust me with this information? Like, what is?" And I was like, "No, it's honestly the opposite. Like, I just didn't want to. I figured I could handle it myself, so I don't want to,
Yeah.
bring it up to you and put stress you out, right? Because then I'm gonna be stressed out because you stressed out, and we all gonna like it. What's the point? She's like, no, 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 no. Like, never feel afraid to tell me these things. I need to know, so I can
Exactly.
support you any way that I can.
Right.
And so it felt good to hear that. And I was like, you know what? I do need to be a bit more open and vulnerable with my people. Which is it's because I am somebody who can be very super hyper independent, right? I handle things myself. But learning to kind of lighten that up a little bit and ask
Just
for
be a
help.
bit more
Ask for
vulnerable.
Right. Ask for help and just really articulate my needs and communicate, to really
Mhm.
communicate and not hold things in. That is something that I am working on.
Yeah.
And so yeah, my friends, just the acts of service, like you said, somebody who can just lighten the burden a little bit. Hey, boo, I
Mhm.
saw you, I know you're working on your subject, or you got a paper that's due tonight. Here, I made coffee for you. I bought you your favorite thing. Here, I made your favorite dessert. Let me rub your feet. Let me do, just something like that, right? That
Yeah.
just those are it's little things like that that really do go a long way.
Right. You're
That
right. It
make you
doesn't
feel
have to be
seen.
anything crazy. It's just
No, not expensive, nothing. I hate when
exactly.
people equate stuff to, like, oh, when they're talking about dates. Dates don't have to be expensive. It's the effort behind it. It's the planning, the intention behind it. That's
Yeah.
what people see.
Easy to get lost in the sauce. It's easy to not. It's easy to just be in the mundane of every day and your relationship. So there are times where you can be like, oh man, it's getting boring. But
Mhm.
it's up to you to change it and have fun and do something different because the day is going to end. Okay. It's up to
End
you.
of the day go in. The day
It's,
got it.
it's up to you how your day is going to be.
Absolutely. Now I'll tell you what's low on my totem pole,
Okay.
and maybe because I'm horrible at it, gift giving. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a horrible gift giver. Okay, y'all, like, but please, like, give me some grace. So, uh, even when I was younger, as a kid, I mean, yeah, Christmas come around, like, gifts are cool and
Yeah.
everything, but now in my grown age, I'm like, look, man, bills gotta be paid. Like, like, please, if you love me, pay a bill. Like, that's what I need, like, as far as giving gifts. So for me, I'm somebody who, even this past Christmas, right? I was
Mhm.
home. We're all grown at this point, like, except my niece, but she's over in London. She didn't come over, like, him and
Okay.
my brother and her didn't come over and stuff.
Mhm.
And it's not like I'm gonna get her this big old teddy bear, whatever gift for her to put on the plane. So you know what I'm saying? So what I do is I just send money and
Mhm.
hey, get whatever she wants, and it's from Auntie Nicole. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so that's how I am with my family. I'm like, instead of me, because, like, let's think about this. Have you ever received a gift and you looking at it and you like, in your mind, you're like, the hell, who said I wanted it? Like, why did you think I wanted this? Where did this even come from? Like,
Yes.
why did you think, where, like, I never said I like this. I never, why, like, you get these gifts and it's either like a waste of money because it's like, what did or I already have this, or and you don't want to be ungrateful, but you're just like,
Right.
"Oh." And so I'm
Oh.
the type of person too that I'm like, look, I don't want to overlap or whatever. I don't know. Like, I study people, right? I understand. Like, I know what people like and what they don't, but at the same time, I don't know what you have. I don't want to surprise you with something and you already have it. And I'm like,
That's
okay,
true.
so here I'm very like, either I'll ask you just straight up, hey, what do you want for your birthday? Or what do
Right.
you, something. Or what I'll do is I'll just, like, for Christmas with my family, I just gave them all, X amount of dollars. Do what you want with it. Do you want to pay a bill? Do you want to put that towards buy whatever you want? Like, that's how I
Exactly.
am. So it seems lazy, but the intent behind it is like, I mean, well, you know what I'm saying? And so I hope whoever I get with, my future person, I hope gift giving is low on their total pole, because I'm gonna be it's gonna be a little, I'm gonna have to rise to the occasion. But for
No,
me,
yeah.
I don't really mind. I don't really need gifts. I don't really need it. Unless, like I said, you paying a bill or something, like, that helps.
Yeah.
Take that, I consider that maybe under acts of service, like, because you're lighting the load for me.
Right.
Um, But yeah, for the most part, giving is very low, and so I hope my future person doesn't need that as well.
Yeah,
So,
mine has gone down super low because it's kind of like, especially when you're married, it's a little different. It's kind of like, you know what I need. I've been talking about the same thing over and over and over. And
mm-hmm.
that's kind of how we operate. It's like, oh, okay, you want this, and that's something we do. Like every month, you treat yourself to something. Okay, it could be, I don't care what it is, because I'm that type of person. I'm always gonna get what I want when I want it, and my husband knows that. So, and now you're with someone else and y'all are living your life together. So me just buying something crazy, it's like, whoa, you gotta chill out. Like, what were we getting that for? Was that in our plan? Like, I don't think so. So instead of us doing that, and being kind of nitpicky with it, it's more so like, okay, what's something you've been wanting this month? Well, go ahead and get it. Knock it out. Okay, great. I love that you love that for you. I love it. Instead of, oh, you shouldn't have got that, or what. We have never been like that because
Yeah.
I don't live my life like that. So there you go. And then another thing, if it's something I want, I just tell them, hey, you know what? I've been looking at this and I really like it. I think it's a go. Should we? I think we should do that. Perfume.
Fair.
Don't just buy me something random. No, baby, I like this. I want to smell like this. And same with him. The cologne that he has is what I buy because I don't want to smell no wood and trees in the bed. So I get what I like. Okay. And it works for him. That's the type of man that I have. He like what I like and it works. Sheets down to the pillowcases. He like, baby, what I'm gonna be sleep at the end of the day. That's his answer. When we were getting stuff in the house and different, I said, okay, so do you like this and this? And he was like, baby, I'm gonna be sleep at the end of the day. I don't care what type of pillowcase it is. Thank you. And I was like, oh. Now when we first got married, I was like, ah, where now I'm like, he don't care. I can get whatever I want. This one, and this one. I like that. You just have to learn, yourself and your partner at the end of the day, and they learn you, and then you figure it out. So that's just what we've been doing. But yeah, the love languages, they've changed over time. And then you have to ask your partner, what do you need? I asked my man that the other day. I said, okay, in this season that we're in first quarter. What do you need from me? Okay. And vice versa. And we had that conversation and we were like, okay, cool, great. And it wasn't even a tough conversation. It was just a conversation that I felt was valuable and necessary because we're constantly changing. Seasons are changing. Life is lifing.
Mhm.
What do you need? And what can I do to assist with that? And if it's nothing, tell me that. This way, I'm not, and as women, we'll do that. We just going on I know I do. I'm like, okay, he didn't say that. So then maybe it's this. Where I have to go, hey, when you said so and so, did you mean so and so? Then he'll go, no. And I'm like, bet. Then I can just turn that off in my brain.
I love it. I
That's
love it.
perfect for me because I'm the type, I'll do that because I'm in my head a lot with everything. I'm constantly going. So in my relationship, I'm like, whoa, that's the section that I don't need to constantly go. Same with being a mommy. I don't need to constantly, those two parts, I can't do that. I have to be able to shut it off and ask the questions. I'm like, yo, if these are the closest people in my life, like I should be able to say, what do you need? Are you okay? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Check yes or no. Shit. I don't know. And sometimes you have to do that. Even with your friends. You have to be able, are you okay? I felt like you've been a little distant. You all right? I mean, if not, just let me know. You tired? What's going on? Oh, you studying. Oh, okay. Okay. How long is your studying for? Okay. Thank you. Just want to know. Now I know. If I didn't know,
Yeah.
even with me, I have friends that be like, I didn't hear from you. But we was testing at the school today. I couldn't text nobody. And they were like, oh, okay. We were just making sure you're not sick. Okay, great. Okay, carry on.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I
I
have some
love
friends
it.
who I'm like, hey, if I send you a meme, I'm not dead. There you go.
Right.
The best friend that I'm talking about, my other best friend,
Yeah.
sometimes we'll go completely off the grid. And if we're sending memes still on Instagram, we just know, all right,
Mhm.
you ain't dead. Perfect. And then you'll resurface like, oh,
Mhm.
girl, last week was crazy as hell. Let me tell you what had happened and why I had to go rogue. And we're just good. Like, same, we do the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
we can go days. Now, granted, we don't do that now, but we could go days without speaking, texting, anything. Yet you look at our Instagram feed, it's just like boop, 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 ha, ha, ha. You stupid girl, look at this. Do-do-do. And that's how we communicate
That's how we
over the
communicate.
years. That's how we communicate. That's our love
Agreed.
language.
You're 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 right.
That was such a deep discussion on love languages. We could do a course.
We really could, and we definitely. I mean, there's more that we can touch on. But no, I think this was just a good overall arching of just
Yeah,
how, yeah, and friendships and with family, like I said, with me, and gift giving with my family is a lot different, and in relationships. I love how you gave like great examples of just how you and JB do it
yeah,
in your marriage, and so I love that. That's super encouraging for me, and some things that I would want to incorporate in my relationship. So this
yeah.
was good, girl. This was great talk, great girl talk per usual.
Thank
Um,
you.
hopefully you guys enjoyed this as well, getting to know us a little bit more, and then just
Yeah,
thinking about, hopefully we gave you guys some things to think about in your own personal relationships, whether it's with your family, your friends, your romantic partner, etc. Of
yes,
just how love languages show up, different ways to do it. It looks different. It's, not everything is the same for everybody.
right.
And just really knowing your people, and knowing them, and what works for them. And like Tara said, sometimes it's as good as just asking, just flat out asking people, what they need, and how they want to receive love,
Yeah,
and just giving that in the way that people want to receive, and vice versa, just knowing what works for you and
yeah,
communicating that. People aren't mind readers, and that's the biggest thing too, where people are just like, well, you should have known I wanted. I am not a mind reader, I'm sorry. So I
when you
please
assume,
communicate
you
when
make
you
an
assume.
ass out of yourself. The first three letters of assumption is ass. Don't make an ass. Anytime I assume something, it's always wrong. I mean, especially if I'm in my head, and we all make up different scenarios. Like, okay, if I do this, maybe and it's like, no, I'm learning in this season of my life, be very direct. Ask questions. Be
Yes.
concise. Ask the question. The worst they're gonna say is no. The
Yep.
worst, and that's for anything. Even if you're asking about a job, or can I go to this, or can I be a so and so, the worst they gonna say is no. And do you know how many billions of people it is in the world? Find another conference, find another convention, find another job. I don't give a damn. Find another man. Do something else. Okay. If they say no, move it along. Just at least you know the answer though. But if you never asked, you're just sitting there like, oh my God, I wonder what's wrong with him. Half the time with a man, ain't nothing wrong with him. He just trying to figure out how to pay for something. Or take you somewhere.
You're right.
That's what
You're
my
right.
husband says. He said, half the time, babe, I'm just figuring out how we doing XYZ, all these trips you want to go on, all this stuff you want to do. I'm trying to figure it out. Okay. And I'm like,
I
oh,
love it.
I'm sorry. And then I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
did you? But it's
No, for
true.
real.
When he asked me, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just figuring out what nail color I want next time." Like sometimes it's so
Uh,
simple of what is wrong with somebody.
what nail color I want. Well, y'all, we hope you enjoyed this discussion, this topic. We hope to see you on the next episode. We'll see you next time.
Bye, y'all.